What is up, Ludi Bros Army? It's your boy Big Bro Lamar Ludi sitting down to go over the Week 3 results for the fantasy league that I'm taking part in for the NBA. If you saw the first two videos, you'll know things didn't go too well for me. But here in Week 3, I was able to bounce back and get back into the win column. So before we get into the day-by-day breakdown and take a look at my roster, let's go ahead and make sure that you have that notification bell turned on. Let's make sure that you've hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it if you could hit that for me. It gives me a lot of motivation to keep getting up, keep making these videos for you guys, keep talking basketball with you. All right, well, let's go ahead and look at this. So at the end of the week, I was able to pull out the win, 1260 to 1204 over my uncle who's playing in this fantasy league. So it's pretty cool. There's just a lot of us from my family that are going to be playing in it, so you're going to see a lot of Ludies here. So to start the week off, I was already I was taking the loss on Monday last week. So he was up on me by about 44 points, but I was able to have a big Tuesday. Get up 117 points, and then we kind of traded back and forth as the rest of the week panned out, and I was able to hold on and get the win. So that day-by-day breakdown shows you how we got to that final result. Christian Wood, 4 games this week, he dropped 142 points. I think he was my leading scorer for the course of the week. So he's just been a great pickup for me. Those were all road games for him, and he played very, very well. I really like the fact that I drafted him. Josh Giddey was a pickup that I did during the week. I dropped Jalen Suggs from the Orlando Magic, and I picked up Josh Giddey. He had a pretty solid week. The rebounds, steals, he's a facilitator, but his rebounds and steals and assists were something that really gave me a lot of points. For steals and blocks, you get plus 4 points per. So those stats are going to be pretty crucial when it comes down to it. So he was a nice pickup over Jalen Suggs. You see here, and if you look at the point production, I got 42 out of Josh Giddey, and only 12 out of Jalen Suggs over the course of that week. Of course, that's for how many games they played for me, but still. So I'm picking up Josh Giddey. We'll see how he does for me going forward. Jaylen Brown is such a solid pickup, but at the same time, he's out now with injury to his hamstring, so he missed that final game against Dallas. He was able to chip in 120 points over the course of those 3 games that he played in. But now that he's out, that's just so difficult, when guys that are a big piece of your roster, just like in real NBA or real sports, when you have guys that are such a big piece of your roster missing extended games, it makes it very difficult to try and generate those points that you need. But let's see, some other high scorers. I have James Harden here. He's really struggling. There's no reason why Christian Wood should have more fantasy value than James Harden. But that's the case because James Harden's having a hard time. He's just having a hard time adjusting to the way the referees are calling him. He's having a hard time adjusting. He's not really getting the free throw line. As you can see here, for the course of the week, he went 10 for 11 from the line. Only 11 attempts. If you just play basketball, you'll be rewarded with going to the line. But he's been, it's almost like the situation of the boy who cried wolf, where he's trying to draw fouls all the time instead of just playing the game. And I think that's the lesson to be learned here. If you just go out and play the game, especially with how much he's got the ball in his hands, you will find yourself at the free throw line instead of trying to bait the referees into giving you calls. Just go out and play aggressive, and you'll get there. And then you'll be able to see the ball go through the hoop and get that. I don't know if he's a guy who needs a confidence boost, but you'll see the ball go through the hoop, and then hopefully that will get you going. So the thing with James Harden, though, is that he's going to give you help in other categories. He's got 24 rebounds. He's got 29 assists. So that's going to help try and balance some things out. Anthony Edwards has also been doing some work. You see he's got 123 points. And Mo Bamba was my pickup in the previous week, and he's got 130 for me. So that worked out really well. And then, of course, if you want to take a look at my opponent's team, Stephen Curry for him puts up 122. DeJounte Murray puts up 186. That's a lot of points. 181 from Paul George. So he's got a lot of guys who contributed quite a few points to bring him very close. It was a pretty close. If you think about it, 1260 to 1204 is pretty close. Only a difference of 56 points. So that was my look at this last week. And then taking a close look at my roster, I picked up Gary Trent Jr. and I dropped off Tim Hardaway Jr. So two guys whose dads played in the NBA. I swapped them out. I still have Zion Williamson on injured reserve, but now Jaylen Brown is going to be out probably till the end of the month with the hamstring. So I did pick up Gary Trent Jr. going forward. He's been doing pretty good in fantasy. If you check out his numbers, he's been averaging 31.3 points per game, whereas Tim Hardaway Jr. was only averaging about 24. So I'm hoping that I can get a boost from Gary Trent Jr. He's got an expanded role for the Toronto Raptors this year, and he's been making the most of it. One of the big things was that he's averaging 3.1 steals per game, and like I said, those steals are weighted, pretty high. So if he can come in and start chipping in some steals for me, maybe getting a few of these 50-point games for me, then that's going to really help me out going forward. So I'm just looking for my roster to get healthy. Drew Holiday got healthy this week and got to play in a couple games, so that's really good. Terry Rozier is now back in the lineup. So it's just going to be a matter of these guys getting themselves back into basketball shape. Hopefully they can do that in this coming week. I would like to keep this winning streak going coming into this next matchup. On Top Thrower 83 is up next. So I would like to keep this momentum going. If these guys can be healthy and play to their full potential, that is, then I really do believe that I can start making a move here in this fantasy league. But now I'm at 1-2. I want to check out the standings, and here I am down here now. You'll see me in the fourth place in the West out here with the 1-2 record. And we've got a couple teams that are still undefeated here, sitting atop both the East and the West. So that's pretty cool. I like how this breaks down, and like I said, it makes you. I always keep track of the NBA, no matter what, going through the season, but I like this because you just take an even deeper look. And it's funny because sometimes you'll be rooting for guys that you wouldn't normally root for. Like I have Draymond Green on my team, and he's definitely not somebody that I'd be rooting for in real life, but I'm always hopeful that he's going to have a good game. So as you can see, I'm breaking down here. I am in 7th. Got to try and keep this streak going and get my team moving up the ranks. All right, well, thank you for tuning into this video. I'll be back with you guys next Monday. We'll see how things pan out. Hopefully, I'm here talking about another win. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.
Thank you for watching.